We are live. How's everybody doing? My name is Alan Roberts here for Evening Rants. Mark is busy making billions of dollars. Billions, I said. Billions. I'm just joking. I hope he does. But, bro, if you get billions of dollars, hook the brother up. But, just playing. No, Mark is busy on business. And I just wanted to pop on here anyway to have a real quick talk about how RFK has finally taken the COVID gene therapy off of the childhood mandatory shots, which I have no idea how we even got there. Like, why did you people start injecting your children with this shit? I don't understand. Like, how were you? I would love for anybody in the comments section, and I mean anybody, what convinced you that COVID was super deadly to just about anybody besides extremely elderly people and fat people? What convinced you that COVID was some sort of very serious threat? Like that it was like some global world-killing virus that if we dared be in anybody's presence who might have it and they coughed in our general direction, it would actually kill us like almost on the spot. Like, who convinced all of you that this was some deadly thing? Because you need to find that person. Like, think about that particular person or that particular incident. You need to find them and ask them why they lied to your ass. You need to find them and ask them why they lied to you. Especially if they told you it was so seriously deadly that you should inoculate your children with an experimental gene therapy produced in a fraction of the time that would be even seen as the very bare minimum to have any type of true safety data produced by historically corrupt companies in a historically corrupt industry that had full liability protection. Who convinced you motherfuckers to inject your fucking children? Who? Who convinced all of you that that is a good idea to somehow inject your children with an experimental gene therapy to combat a fucking cold? Like, how deadly did you people think? How deadly did you people think this virus actually fucking was? Like, I'm very serious. Anybody in the comments section, please do answer. I'm very serious. I would love to know what you fucking thought, like how deadly you thought this was. Because that's what I don't get. Like, how did you guys get to the point where you were injecting your fucking kids? Like, we knew it was not as deadly for children. Like, you had to have known that. If you thought differently, I don't know. If you were terrified that this was going to be deadly for your children, just a little some facts for you, right? Oh my goodness. Okay. So the median IFR for ages 0 to 19 years old are 0.0003. And that is from 31 different studies. The data from 31 different studies in a mega study done. That translates to an IFR of approximately 3 deaths per 1 million infections in people aged 0 to 19. And this is just the median average. I would argue that those children that died with those statistics likely had some sort of very serious immunocompromisations, because this is not even counting that. That is the average age. That is the average IFR, infection fatality rate, for the age 0 to 19. That is the absolute average. So that means that there are very healthy children and there are very sickly children. And the very sickly children are likely the children that died from COVID-19. And I don't know that for sure, but statistically speaking, that's what fucking happens, because this is also a virus that acts like other viruses and is hard for people that have immunocompromisation, such as being fat as fuck. Which, one more time, A lot of people are all of a sudden starting to freak out about this new COVID strain again because it's super blah, 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 blah. Don't act like you fucking took this shit seriously if you're fat right now. Don't act like you took it seriously back then. Don't act like you're taking it seriously now if you're fat right now. Shut the whole fuck up, you fucking fat ass. Because if you actually thought it was some sort of serious danger, you would have looked to see what could possibly reduce your risk of this serious danger, and you would have seen it being a fat fuck is the number one thing besides age. This is not fucking rocket science. It's just ridiculous. Children 0 to 19 years of age, on the average, including the sickliest children that they had and the healthiest children and everybody in between, have a 99.9997% likelihood of surviving this fucking virus. And you wanted to take the risk of injecting that child with an experimental gene therapy with no long-term safety data, and no therapy like this has ever been used anywhere close to the scale that it was used at all. And this was used on billions of fucking people. Do you know what it was used on beforehand? Tests and studies. That's it. It was fucking injected in the arms of billions of people. It's experimental in its own right. It's wild to me that people were able to be like, yeah, I totally trust the government and the healthcare industry with the life of my child. I don't give a shit if, everybody that gets this shot all of a sudden gets very, very sick for 2 weeks and then has a hard time recovering. I don't give a shit about that. Let me inject that into my children. What the fuck's wrong with you people? Fucking weird ass motherfuckers. Like, how can you possibly expect to be taken seriously if you injected your fucking baby with this? Like, you didn't think that was going to do something? Like, we now know, by the way, that they're pulling it for pregnant women too. And you know why? Because pregnant women shouldn't even eat deli meat, bitches. Like, there is so much that pregnant women should not be involving their system. They're building a fucking life. And yet, we have Dr. Rachel Walensky, which that bitch should be arrested by now. Like, she has very clearly committed crimes against humanity. She should be in fucking jail right goddamn now. Rachel Walensky. Easily. But she's telling everybody, oh yes, it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly safe. All of you go get the COVID vaccine. We know that it's better for the mother, because everybody wants to be safe for their child. COVID's not deadly to children. She knew it. She fucking lied. They all fucking lied about this bullshit. And you guys are still fucking thinking that we should be injecting this shit into fucking anybody, let alone children and fucking pregnant women. If you're upset by the COVID vaccine being taken away from children and pregnant women, if that upsets you, we are not from the same fucking planet. Because I can't possibly be from where idiocracy is actually a real thing. Like, whatever timeline your fucking weird ass came from, where you can somehow logically get to the point where we should be injecting children en masse against a cold that is not deadly to them at all with an experimental gene therapy that we have no idea how it's going to affect them in the next fucking 10 goddamn years. You are out of your motherfucking mind. Like, if you think that we should still be doing this after all the evidence is mounted, you're not really a person. You're just like a fucking propaganda bot that's just spewing bullshit. There's still so many people talking about long COVID. Long COVID is fucking crazy people or people that have some sort of damage, which happens with other fucking viruses. This whole bullshit, they don't even have a diagnostic test for long COVID. You know that? It's just the doctors put the name COVID on it. Oh, this person has long COVID. Oh no, COVID. Oh God. Oh, are you serious? Long COVID? It's psychosomatic. Prove it. Show me a test that shows you have long COVID. Show me a test. If you're out there saying you have long COVID, what fucking test was given to you that showed up positive for long COVID? How is it diagnosed? What is the medical consensus of diagnosis and diagnostic parameters? How does it affect your D dimer? Does it affect your C-reactive protein? Like, what does it affect any of these things? Like, what is the diagnostic actual fucking like parameters? Or is it just doctors saying like, I diagnose you with this? Like, that's all that is. If they can bill more for it by calling it something else, your ass better fucking believe they'll bill more for it. Dumb fucks. So wild. This is awesome. I learned it was asymptomatic when I donated blood. Once it was released public, the American Red Cross stopped the test. Yep. They don't want people to know that because they still, like, here's the fucking thing. Here's another thing too. How were so many of you so ridiculously dumb to all of a sudden stop believing in natural immunity? Naturally derived immunity from infection. How did all you motherfuckers stop believing in that shit? Like, do you realize we would not be here if it was not for us developing natural immunity to certain like viruses and bacteria and shit like that? You get it. That's like how we evolved, was natural immunity. It's wild to me that a bunch of people got COVID, were tested. The doctor said, you got COVID. And then they went back to that same doctor, and that same doctor said, now we need to give you the fucking COVID shot. You're a dumb fuck. Dumb fuck. First of all, you had natural immunity. Now you don't, because the gene therapy strips the antibodies away. Like that was announced very early, because if you got the vaccine, you could no longer donate your plasma for that other treatment they were doing. Monoclonal antibodies. You couldn't donate them because they weren't in your system no more. Like, this was all incredible bullshit. It was never about your health. I literally have written a book called "It Was Never About Your Health: The COVID Pandemic." It's on Amazon. Go buy it. You'll understand. Let's see here. I don't remember who it was in front of the Senate, Congress. Maybe that came from the CDC. I just remember being shocked when I heard it. What are we talking about here, Jules? Oh, one of the reasons they wanted to start giving it to kids was to see what would happen. That's an almost direct quote on a public forum from the companies producing it. That's fucking crazy. That's right. Oh my God. Oh my God. My goodness, I don't get any seasonal shots because my body rejects them. When I was forced to get the flu shot when I was a teacher, and every time I would get the flu, yeah, that's a very common occurrence. Many people suggest that. Many people say it. Give me a second. Oh no. My awesome sauce is not feeling well. So sorry about that. Give me 1 second. Poor baby. All right. Sorry about that. But yeah, no, I don't take anything like that either. I just absolutely don't. I refuse to. Just because I will trust my natural immunity. I will trust that I am healthy. I work on being physically healthy. That's another thing too. I'm sorry, people, but there was never justification for this. If they didn't tell you to be scared, there would have never, ever been. They would have never. We would have never noticed this. COVID was in the United States in 2019. The first wave of COVID was actually the fall, early winter of 2019, and everybody knows it. And then we had the second wave, which we closed down for even after the wave had crested, by the way. We didn't really save anybody. If anything, we fucking spread the virus more by fucking sending college kids home to their middle-aged fat parents and their elderly grandparents. Like, we did so many goddamn things wrong. It was wild. I don't even understand. I don't get it. You know, I really don't understand. Give me 1 second. All right, good. Now, the supporting data for all of this, by the way, can be found on the CDC and pediatric studies, the World Health Organization, like the global seroprevalence studies, the systemic review by Pastor Brasoli et al. Wow. I mean, it's just it's if anything, the 0.00003 is literally fucking high from what I'm reading. Yeah. And that by the way, that IFR was pre-vaccine. So children were never, ever at risk at all. We just destroyed their lives for no fucking reason. We destroyed children's lives for no reason. Instead of us saying, hey, if you're fucking scared of this cold, maybe your fucking punk ass should stay in. And if that means you've got to lose your job, tough shit, because reality exists. Like, what the fuck? So somehow or another, the government gets to decide for us what risks we're allowed to take? I'm sorry, but no. But for real, I very, very, very much want to understand how people got there. You know? Like, what made you think this virus was so deadly that we should be injecting children with an experimental gene therapy? Like, who is responsible for putting that crazy fucking shit into your head? Like, who's responsible for the lies that needed to be said for you to somehow justify giving a child that we knew in early 2020 was at almost no risk from COVID-19 at all? How did you convince yourself to give them an experimental gene therapy? Like, who did that to you? Like, how did that fucking happen? Because we need to find out who wronged you like that. Do you understand? Like, this isn't even about me, like, dunking on all you stupid fucks that somehow believe that this was actually some sort of serious world-killing pandemic. Like, I'm sorry. Like, this isn't about me dunking on you. Fucking, you know, I know you dunk on yourselves because I know deep down you know how fucking stupid you were, right? But, like, how did you get convinced to inject your children with this shit? Like, you have no idea what the fuck's going to happen to them. Like, nobody does. Nobody has any idea what the fuck's going to happen to them. Nobody. Especially if you gave them like fucking multiple injections. Like, nobody. So, who fucking convinced you all? Was it Fauci? Was it Biden? Was it Rachel Walensky? Like, who convinced all of you that this was such a deadly virus that we should wreck children's lives, yet alone fucking, risk them? Like, it's bad enough we affected their lives by everybody being fucking terrified, trying to fucking throw a diaper on their faces and keeping them away from school so they can't, learn and are developmentally stunted. Like, that's bad enough. But instead, we got to fucking inject them too. Like, this is not being seen as the actual serious crime against humanity that it actually is. And all the talking heads, for some reason, don't want to even broach this. Who is going to fucking pay? Because they convinced people to inject generations of children with an experimental gene therapy produced by like one of the most corrupt companies ever that had full liability protection for something that wasn't deadly to them. Who did that shit? My poor cat. All right. We need Nuremberg trials. We do. I'm 100% for it. 100% for. I wish we could. No shit. That's the thing. Like, pregnant women, like, somehow we went from like, hey, pregnant women shouldn't eat sushi to inject them with an experimental gene therapy over cold. Wild. Sorry about that, folks. Had to take care of my cat. But, like, I just... show me, like, to any of you out there that are still, Kitty's okay, yes, it's Kashina. But any of you out there, show me what still has you convinced that COVID was super deadly. Like, show me where the data that I'm using, the data that I used in my book, it was never about your health, the COVID pandemic, on Amazon right now, in ebook, paperback, and hardcover. The data that I used in that book to show that COVID was not a world-killing virus, was not deadly to just about anybody under the age of 70, by the way, less deadly than the seasonal flu to anybody under the age of 70, with an infection fatality rate of 0.05, as listed on the World Health Organization website. That's the thing. Like, how can you say I'm wrong when the data I use is from the places that told you that I was wrong to begin with? Because that's who convinced everybody that this was super fucking deadly. That's who convinced it. The government, the World Health Organization, the CDC, the NIH, that's who convinced everybody this was fucking super deadly. But their actual data, their fucking data, is what shows that it's not. And that's why people have to resort to just saying, oh, just a meathead. Oh, you're not a doctor. Oh, this. I can fucking read. And I can tell you that the data on the CDC website, on the World Health Organization website, the fucking data shows that 95% of the people that we have listed that died from COVID only died with COVID, that 5% actually died of COVID. So that's about less than 60,000 fucking people over 4 years. But I digress. If we still use the inflated ass fucking numbers that included people that died of stage 4 cancer and gunshot wounds and motorcycle accident victims, which is fucking true and ridiculous that it's even a thing. It's just incredibly embarrassing as a fucking species for that to be a fucking real thing. That people are terrified by numbers that were inflated so much. And especially because the numbers themselves show that in actual reality, for anybody under 70, this is not as deadly as the flu. 0.05 infection fatality rate listed on the WHO website. So everybody had it in their head because of these entities that this was super deadly, so that we can then make sure that these entities also are the ones that tried to make you get the fucking gene therapy. What the fuck, people? How are you this stupid? Like, if you're still one of these people that believes in this COVID shit, like, this is why doctors can't argue about it. Doctors get canned interviews, right? They talk to each other and shit. Like, but if we could ask them a question like, hey, why do you think it was super deadly? What are the numbers? And then you ask some follow-up questions on the numbers, shatters them. Absolutely shatters them. Because in reality, the infection fatality rate, including people that were asymptomatic and had T-cell immunity and everything like that, is that of a new flu, a seasonal flu, that just had a really good marketing department that allowed the federal government and the world entities to basically infringe upon all of our fucking rights and steal a goddamn election. Facts mean nothing to brainwash people. Absolutely. The only people who died were the ones who trusted the system and didn't think for themselves. Like, let's take a look at the beginning numbers, too. Like, we can take a look at the beginning numbers. How many of those people do you think died of ventilators, of a medical malpractice? Because to mechanically force air ventilate somebody that has a cytokine storm going on in their lungs is wildly stupid to me. It's wildly ridiculous to me that was what we thought we should be doing. Like, hey, their lungs are all inflamed and shit like that, and they're filling up with fluid, so let's try to pump them full of fucking air, you stupid fucks. So how many people died like that? Fuck, how many people died because they didn't get the fucking proper treatments they were supposed to fucking get? Because for some reason, we needed every bit of hospital space so they could TikTok dance, apparently. Like, you guys got to be fucking kidding me. You know, like, none of it stands any, like, they're starting to talk about this new fucking variant again. Shut the fuck up. Hell goddamn no. Hell no. That ain't happening, motherfuckers. Not again. And here's my thing. COVID could have been like deadly to 50% of the fucking people that got it. Like, I'm just going to put this out there because this is how I truly feel. Like, this isn't the case, by the way. COVID's a fucking cold that had a great marketing team. It's the data is the data. You can't even argue it because it's your data. It's from the CDC and the WHO one more time. But even if it was like an infection fatality rate of, 50, like 50%, like 1 out of every 2 fucking people, right? The government still doesn't have the fucking right to shut me fucking down, to put anybody, like tell everybody to stay the fuck home. They do not have the right to imprison us. They do not have the constitutional authority to fucking close our businesses. And we need to remind them of that. All of them, including Trump. All of them. These people need to know what's going on. Excuse me. Crazy. These people need to fucking figure out what's going on, right? Like it's out of hand at this stage. We can't just keep going like this because COVID will always return. And this is my last little closing thing here. This is why we should have jailed them the first fucking time. This is why the very second that they started infringing upon our rights in 2020, we should all stood the fuck up and said, fuck no. The very first time they went in to close down a business, all the other business owners should have fucking stood next to that business owner and said, fuck no. Because that was a goddamn test. And now, not only do they realize that they were able to get away with a lot of that shit for a long fucking time, they realize that a decent portion of the population still believes the fucking shit. They still believe it, and they don't need a huge number of people to cause a very serious fucking problem. If they can fucking frenzy 20 million Americans into thinking this new fucking, the new COVID virus or the new whatever virus or monkeypox airborne, who the fuck knows, just like flying semen through the fucking air, who fucking knows. But if they're able to convince a, substantial portion of people in the country that this is super deadly, it can cause enough disruption to be a fucking problem. And they're hoping for that. And that's what they would then, again, do nothing but fucking put it on the media. Again, that's what they would do. This is it, yep. What about all the Hollywood events where they wear a mask and then take them off, depending on whether or not cameras are rolling? I was like, this makes no sense. Yeah, because they didn't believe the shit. Like, there's the famous like Fauci at the ball game thing. Let me see if I can fucking find it. Right. Fauci at ball game. Let's see if I can find it. Hang on a second. Okay. There it is. Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So check this, right? So here's the issue. Here's how this is the Lord of COVID, apparently. Like Fauci, like he is who you should be listening to, right? But the problem is people don't know enough about healthcare that they don't see what this man's actually saying here. Now, frankly, what was said is that like, well, I've known these people, I've been around these people, blah, 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 right? All that bullshit, right? But how he has taken his mask off is not how doctors or anybody in healthcare takes their mask off. And he puts it back up. So basically he's contaminating the entire inside of his mask with what was ever on his chin and neck. While at the fucking ball game, And we're supposed to believe that he took this seriously, right? Like somehow Dr. Fauci, who is literally pictured here, masked down over his chin, not even done in a professional manner. Like he didn't even just take it off and then put it down and then replace it. Like he's got a reusable mask. If you actually believed that this was like a world-killing virus, you would never have a reusable mask. I can't believe any actual fucking healthcare workers use reusable masks because, very frankly, that is how you get yourself very fucking sick. First of all, you're touching your face more often when you're just putting a mask on and off. It's stupid to do in any fucking time of the year, get along the fucking pandemic time. But, I mean, it's almost asking you to fucking infect yourself, which I think was a huge portion of what they wanted to do. They wanted people to infect themselves because they wanted high numbers. But also, like, he is just putting it on and off. He does not taking it seriously. That's not taking a virus that you claim is so deadly that the world needs to fucking stop seriously. That is not somebody that should have been in any position to tell anybody that we should not do something or we shouldn't have been able to fucking have people in our fucking house for fucking 4th of July. He's telling people, no, you really shouldn't have 4th of July celebrations. No, you really shouldn't do this. And this is what this motherfucker's doing. And you all fucking fell for it. One more time. Like, for those of you out there that still think that COVID is some sort of world-killing deadly virus and everything we did was justified, how are you that fucking stupid? Right? The numbers by your own people show that it was not a deadly virus to anybody under 70, unless you're immunocompromised, fat fuck, stuff like that, right? And I know, and this is the answer that I got a lot, and I mean a lot in 2020, when I would say, this is a problem for elderly people and fat people. Those people would then say, well, there's a lot of immunocompromised people. We need to protect them. And I'm just going to tell you all this now. No, the fuck we don't, especially now. Like, if you're immunocompromised because you eat too much, drink too much, smoke too much, fuck you. If a new virus comes out and you're fucking afraid of it, I don't give a fuck. I do not give a fuck. Because you shouldn't be fucking sickly. You're a disproportionate burden on our fucking society anyway. If you're morbidly obese right now and you're worried about the new COVID, fuck off. I don't give a fuck. I really don't. That's a you problem. 100% a you problem. I'm not doing shit about it. Nobody should do shit about it. You should have done shit about it a long time ago by not being a fat fuck. You should have done shit about it. But fuck no. Oh, wait, hang on. I found a video title on YouTube. Watch the phony Dr. Fauci take his mask off when the camera stops. Exactly. It's ridiculous. Ridiculous. They all are. But anyway. All right, folks. I'll be back in a couple days for some more evening rants. I hope all of you are having a great goddamn day. I know I am. And I hope to talk to you soon. Here is a young lady to tell you all of... Oh, wait. And by the way, we are getting more Nula bars in at clean form here, hopefully within the next day or two, so we will not be sold out. And we're going to rerun a special because we were out of them for our Memorial Day special, so we're going to rerun the special. So we'll be doing that in a couple days. Hope to see you soon. God damn.
The Holy Trinity Bundle isn't just about weight loss. It's about empowering you to find your healthiest, happiest self. Let's talk about what's in the bundle and how it caters specifically to our needs. First, we got Ember, which is not just any fat burner. It's also going to boost your mood, your energy levels, while also suppressing your appetite. And if you're worried about it being too strong, you can split the tablet in half to tailor its impact. Next, we have Alchemy NCT, which turns the carbs that you eat into energy and not fat. Yes, energy, not fat. This is our way of making sure that the meals that you eat contribute positively to your weight loss journey. And girls, we all know that we want that. And finally, no morbidity. This one's my favorite because it works while you sleep. It burns fat and controls those nighttime cravings without any stimulants, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Try it out and feel the genuine difference. Here's to new beginnings and real results.